In today's episode, let's check out Mangaldeep Rose Chandan Incense Stick. Namaste everyone and welcome to Om Incense Show with DJ, a show that helps you increase your incense quotient. So if you are an incense enthusiast, consider subscribing. So today I had to change the format of the video because I'm not in Gurgaon and I do not have my shooting setup with me. So for the next 2-3 weeks, this is what we'll be doing, as my stay at my home has been extended because of the Agniveer issue here. So today what we're going to see is Mangaldeep Rose Chandan. It's from ITC. As you can see, the packaging is very nice. They've made it very pretty. It's red and wooden colored, so the color of sandalwood. And we see some 2 elephants there, made of Mysore sandalwood. And then we have some roses. It says Fragrance Plus and it says free matchbox inside this pack. Then on one side we have ITC logo, the Mangaldeep devotional mobile app. And it says, immerse yourself in the cooling fragrance of Mangaldeep Rose Chandan, which blends together the aroma of sandalwood and rose to experience the divine connection in your daily prayer. And then it says, download the app now, the store locator, and then we have a barcode. The picture on both the sides is the same. And on one side we have what it says is net quantity is 12 incense sticks. This is for 10 rupees. We have a matchbox free in the pack, and we have the address, the manufacturing address, the marketing address, and all of those things. So it's a very simple pack. On both the openings we have Mangaldeep Rose Chandan written, and so that's all about the pack. What we get inside is a simple plastic pouch with Mangaldeep written in white all over it, and that's a single pack that we get. The incense that we have inside are the simple charcoal based black incense, machine made, and it's a normal 9-inch incense stick with a beige strong and sturdy bamboo core. That's what we have. And so the top note is, it's a nice blend of rose and sandal, as they say. The fragrance is quite simple, there's no nuance to it. But if you like simple fragrances, if you like something which is like just to the point, so if it's rose and sandal, you only get rose and sandal notes, you would like this. I really kind of like this because I like this kind of fragrance. I like this kind of traditional fragrances, so I really like this. So that's what we get from the top note. We only get the fragrance of rose and sandal. So now let's light up the incense and check out the incense. Let's see what it is like once it comes to life. So what we get upon lighting up the incense is, like in the cold incense, the rose and sandalwood blend was coming together. It was coming up as a homogeneous fragrance. But upon lighting up, what you get is the wooden sandalwood is more prominent. The sweetness of rose is there somehow, around that sandal. And so that is the kind of blend you get. So you have rose on top and sandal in the heart, and at the base it's a very, very nice light fragrance, as in it's strong, it's full bodied, but it's not that kind of strong that gets into your face. But the fragrance comes to life upon immediately being lit up, the fragrance comes to life. So that's the kind of fragrance this is. Not very strong, but not very mild either. It's somewhere in the mid. But the intensity is good. If you like, it makes its presence felt. It's prominent. The fragrance is quite prominent. So if you like that kind of fragrance, you would probably like this. And if you like the traditional kind of blends like I do, I like the traditional fragrances of, say rose, sandal, mogra, loban, so google. So those are the kind of fragrances that I like. So if you like those kind of traditional fragrances, you would certainly like this, because the moment it comes to life, you get that rose and sandal fragrance, which is like, that you're doing your puja period. So that's the kind of fragrance that you get. This is not the kind of fragrance that you might want to experiment with, say some kind of anything besides puja. Probably you would not want to try this for that. But if you've smudged your house, if you've saged it, or if you've done any kind of energy cleaning in your house, you would certainly like to light this up, because then this is going to fill the space with that fragrance of rose and sandal, which is going to get out a very positive vibe to the space. So this is that kind of fragrance. So if you like that kind of fragrance, you would certainly like this. And the diffusion is quite good. So my father's house is quite big. It can hold almost 4 flats, the kind of size that I live in Gurgaon. So that's the kind of that's the kind of area that this house has. And the fragrance spreads to at least half the space, half my house here in my father's house. It spreads to half the area, and the diffusion is quite good. So of course the fragrance that you get in my puja house, in my puja room, which is quite prominent, say the kind of diffusion that you get in other rooms other than the puja room is say 80% of the fragrance, but still it's quite strong. So that's the kind of diffusion, that's the kind of projection that this incense has. If you talk of retention, like I'd always told you, if in the open places the retention is not quite good. So say this is a 9-inch incense stick, and this remains lit up for around 40-45 minutes. So that's the kind of fragrance diffusion that you get in the other places other than the puja room. So once the incense is out, the fragrance will linger for say around 15-20 minutes or so, not more than that. But in the puja room, because we do the puja and then it's a single puja room, so it's closed most of the time, except only for people entering it for their puja. So that place can hold the fragrance of this incense stick for almost around 24 hours. So that's the kind of fragrance this has. It leaves a kind of energy in that place of rose and sandal, of the fragrance that this is there. So if you like that kind of fragrance, probably you'll like this. I really like this fragrance. It's a very nice, simple 10 rupee incense stick. For 10 rupees you can try this, and so I would like to give it a star rating of 4. I really liked it that much, because that's the kind of palette I have. I like traditional fragrances, and rose and sandal is the blend of rose and sandal is one of my favoriteest blends. So I really like this fragrance. I just went to the market and picked up just something. This guy said, this is one of the best selling incense here, so I said might as well take this and try. So it turned out quite good. I'm quite happy with this. I really like the incense. And so you might want to try this at your herb store or probably Amazon, Flipkart, somewhere. I'll be providing the link of the incense in the description box, so you might want to check that. And otherwise you can just walk into any of the incense stores and you'll get it there. So that's the kind of simple incense this is. So it's that simple, full-bodied fragrance of rose and sandal. So if you like it, you would want to give this a try. So that's Mangaldeep Rose Chandan Agarbatti. Now the quiz that we had last time was, what is civet? So civet is a small cat-like, almost cat-like kind of animal, which is a nocturnal animal, and it is the primary source of musk other than the musk deer. So that's the kind of there's a kind of excretion that we get from the gland, from the certain gland of that animal, and people use it as musk. People also use the poop of this animal as coffee. So that's there. That was about civet. And So the quiz for today is, what is the primary source of ambergris? That's the quiz for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and you learned something from it. If you think somebody else can learn something from it too, share it with them. If you liked it, give it a like. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And till we meet again next, take very good care of yourself. Namaste.